He's more excited. He's been excited in a very long time. Please do me a favor. This is on Zoom, and we're going to make it like as if we're live in person, right? We want to get our Zoom hands together, start clapping for my good friend, my mentor, and I'm just telling you, I like to call him my angel from above, Miss Sherry Sharman. Welcome to the call.
Oh my gosh, I just love when you're hosting the call. You just make me smile so much, Jared. Thank you so much for the intro. And for everybody that's on this call, happy Saturday. Thank you so much for not only joining us, but taking your time because that's something that it is the most valuable commodity we have is our time. So we are going to make it worth your time, I promise. Again, my name is Sherry Sharman. Prior to getting involved in the industry that you're about to see, I was a Montessori preschool teacher, single mom, having a hard time making ends meet. Living in California, it's not easy. Even back then when I first got started back in the late 80s, I look at this industry as a gift because it changed my life. I see my mom who's celebrating her 92nd birthday next week, and she's on this call. I have friends and family from all over the country on this call. That's what this is about. This is about people helping each other. And I have the absolute pleasure to introduce to you a gentleman that I met when he was in his early 20s. And when I've got to see his growth and his success and how, the famous saying, success leaves clues. When you get to meet him, he is not only the most amazing husband, he's a girl dad. And in fact, he's going to his daughter's volleyball games today. He coaches, not only kids, but he coaches adults, and that's one of the things I love is people that lead by example. They show people what to do, don't tell people what to do. So without further ado, I'm going to get right to it and introduce to you my business partner, dearest friend, Muzaffar Najfi.
Hey everybody, thank you, Sherry. Happy Saturday. And wow, that was is some really nice words. And I just want to say thank you. It's one of those situations if you're new to this Zoom, and you hear a lot of kindness happening, from where Jared was introducing Sherry and Sherry's introducing me. A lot of times people aren't used to that much kindness because in the world today, people always find what's wrong with someone, especially at work or at a place of business. And we're in a unique situation where people get uplifted, and I never take it for granted. For me, it's always surreal to have someone that's been my mentor, my coach. I call her my second mom, that has coached me and developed me, that then turns around and says all these kind things. And I always smile. It's like the best way to start a call. It's almost like, yesterday my wife was just like, hey, you got to take out the garbage. And I was like, did you not hear what Sherry said? I coach people. And that didn't work with my wife. It was Valentine's Day. I had to do what she said. So happy Valentine's Day to all of you. And by the way, you're going to see my hand up here. I might as well get the elephant out of the room. I had hand surgery. So it looks like I'm pledging allegiance to the flag, which is not a bad thing. But the point is that that's what it looks like the whole call, or I'd be sitting here asking a question the whole call, or, having my hand up. So the point is just bear with me on that one. I'm going to do my best to run through this information of a company that you were probably talked about. Maybe somebody told you a little bit. Maybe somebody said, just jump on this Zoom. Maybe whatever it is, somebody got you here. And I'm going to do my best to share the information. Now, before we get started, just so everyone knows, my name is Muzaffar, and I am someone that grew up in the United States at the age of 10. Like, I grew up in Minnesota. Like, I love hearing Minnesotans on here because I can talk about where I grew up. I grew up between Brooklyn Park and North Minneapolis. A lot of them know where that is. It's not the nicest neighborhood in the world. It's the neighborhood you avoid late at night, just so you guys understand. My mom and dad made $30,000 combined income. My dad is East African. My mom is Middle Eastern. And I was told my whole life that if I want to become successful, go to school. Like, just go to school, and that's how you'll make it. And I got lucky enough to get to university playing sports. I had a chance to play football, and my senior year, I tore everything in my right knee, my ACL, MCL, and PCL ligament. And a lot of my friends went pro. I had friends of mine that went to the NFL. I had friends of mine that went to the NBA. I see a guy with a beautiful sweatshirt on. It's a Lakers sweatshirt. I'm just saying, my buddy played and won 3 championships with the Lakers. And I'm a diehard Laker fan. I know he can see Kobe in the back. I'm just saying, buddy, love your sweatshirt. The point is that when my friends went out and became pro in sports, I was never the jealous person. I just wanted to figure out where my life was going to go because I felt like my dreams were taken from me. That's what I felt like. And it was kind of a lonely feeling when you don't know what you're going to do, like when you're like lost. And at the age of 21, that was me. And just being very candid, because I feel like this is the trust treat right now. Like, and I'm opening up and I'm telling y'all what happened. And a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, we're going to go to a meeting, Muzaffar. I met somebody. And this guy's making $12,000 a month." Now, that may not seem like a lot of money to all of you. For me, it was a lot. You got to understand that mom and dad made $30,000 combined a year. At this stage of my life, I'm making $2,500 a month. Like, that's not a lot of money. So $12,000 was like, I couldn't believe it. And here was the part. We didn't meet on Zoom. We met in person in an office. And the office, for those of y'all that are from Minnesota that are on here, was in Edina. And it was like in that city over there where everything is clean and bright and nice. And that's where everybody wants to go, Edina and Bloomington. And so I was excited to go to the meeting. And then I wasn't excited because it was Sunday. And my friend picked me up anyways. And I went. And how Sherry says that your life will change, mine did. I got a chance to see a company that was growing at a rate that people couldn't believe. In 1995, the company that I got involved in was #1 on the Inc. 500 list. They grew at 35,000% growth in a 5-year period. Just to give everybody an idea, company #2 grew at 12,000% growth. So #1 was 35,000% growth. #2 was 12,000. And 2 of the co-founders of that company are on this Zoom today. One of them was the lady that just introduced me. Not only was she a co-founder and one of the major reasons why that company had the success it did, because without her, there's absolutely no way it would have happened. #2, she was the #1 income earner. And I remember going to a convention where there was 13,000 people in the room. I had seat number 13,000, and she was on stage. And I looked at my brother saying, someday I'm going to work with her. And he looked at me and said, yeah, right. And I'll tell you, dreams come true, ladies and gentlemen, but you have to put in the work, follow the path, and go through it. And Sherry, I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so glad we're working together. And I'm so excited that when you saw this company, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm now sharing my screen. So I hope you're looking at the PowerPoint. But this company, Viago, when I called Sherry to look at it, we were headed into our launch event. So let me tell you how this company started. I'm so honored to be partnered with some phenomenal individuals. Our CEO is a gentleman named Isaac that created a luxury skincare line and opened 900 stores in 40 countries, did $3 billion in revenue. That's one of the partners. Another one is a guy named Eddie, that Eddie and some of his partners, you know, some of them are on this Zoom today. They created the largest travel club in the world. And somehow we all came together and had a meeting of the minds and said, if we could do it over again, how would we make it better? What would we do? And there was a long wish list. And we started putting that into effect. And we started creating this membership. And everybody started testing it over the last couple of years. And different people tested this membership for the last 2.5, 3 years. And they were like, this is great. Can you make this better? Can you fix this? And we started doing all of that. And last July, we pre-launched Viago because things were in such a great place. And then in October, we did our official launch event. And then in December, the software, the back office, everything was open brand new. And today, in 2 months, We're already open in 40 countries and moving, like moving at the speed of light, at the speed of excitement, at the speed of opportunity. And it's fun, ladies and gentlemen. Via is the path, the way. Go means to go. And I'm going to show you not just a membership, but a company, an opportunity. Can I ask you a question? If you had the opportunity to start with Netflix 10 years ago, to offer their membership and get a percentage of everybody's monthly subscription, knowing what you know today, everybody would say yes. If you had an opportunity to be a co-founder of the app that's called WhatsApp or Instagram, and I know I'm using these big businesses today, but at one point they were where we were. And here's the deal. Really successful people came together to put those companies together, and the same is with Viago. We've created a membership because the world is heading to a subscription-based model, and we've brought a community that has a culture that knows how to market this and market it phenomenal. So let's talk about Viago. Let's talk about this membership. Some of you heard about, hey, travel. We've got this thing with travel. Yes, travel is here and it's beautiful. It is, but there's more than travel. This community is absolutely incredible, which you're going to hear that word quite a bit. But let's talk travel, because it's the one thing that everyone would like to do more of. Listen, today is Saturday. Do yourself a favor. Ask at least 2 people sometime today if time and money were not an issue in your life, so you had plenty of it, what would you do more of? And you know what most people say? Answer number 1 or number 2 is I would travel more. Like, think about that. I would travel more. If money wasn't an issue in people's lives, people say I would help people more. So either they think of doing something for humanity, but when it comes to themselves, they think of travel more. Like, it is the number 1 and number 2 answer, just so all of you know. And so I'm going to show you the reason why people don't is time and money. So what if we could help with both? So we have a program that is a booking engine. This is one category. Now, we have 5 different categories, ladies and gentlemen, and it's only the beginning, which is absolutely brilliant. This is category number 1. By the way, and there are people in the waiting room. If somebody could help me let them in, thank you guys. This is category number 1, just so all of you know. This booking engine gives people access to unlimited wholesale prices. Now, flights, hotels, car rentals, all of that stuff you see on there. The one I don't talk about a lot is flights. I'll tell you why. It's FAA regulated. So a lot of the sites that you see, from Expedia to Priceline to Booking.com, everybody's going to have similar prices on flights. However, the companies that I mentioned, when it comes to everything else, they have wholesale pricing, but they mark it up a little bit. They sell travel. We don't sell travel. We market a membership called Club Viago. We give people the wholesale prices. These companies mark it up a little bit and then give it to everyone. That's why our prices are so beautiful. Look, here's an example to Las Vegas. Public price was Priceline or Expedia. Viago price is 101. Look at the difference. It's a 33% savings. This is Miami, Florida, a 37% savings for one night. Look, this is Glacier National Park, a 34% savings. This is Puerto Vallarta. Look at this one, a 73% savings. This right here is New York, staying at the Millennium Hotel in Times Square, a 57% savings. I was just in Colombia, and I wanted to stay at the Marriott. Now, I want to give you guys an understanding of how our booking engine works. I wanted to stay at the Marriott, and I looked, and the savings at the Marriott versus the other sites were minimal. And I was like, man, I want to stay at the Marriott. And then I looked, and there was the Grand Hyatt, and it's equal in class a 5-star hotel. And I started looking at the pictures of the Grand Hyatt, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. And I clicked on it. Do you know what the Priceline price was? $279 for one night. Do you know what our price was? $139. at the Grand Hyatt. I'm going to make a slide because the Grand Hyatt Hotel, by the way, was beautiful. I want to add that to this PowerPoint just so you guys know, because I was just there a week and a half ago. Here's another one, Italy. Like, I'm talking all around the world, we save money. I talked about Colombia. This is Italy. I went to Argentina. It's everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just the booking engine. This is part one. Part number two is our VIP escapes, right? And by the way, all the video that you see here is not video that we purchased. This is actually our community. Like, these are people in our community that are at this 4- and 5-star resorts that we design. It's absolutely beautiful. And so we picked the date, we picked the location, and we put all the extras inside of it. You know, that's Austin and Whitney right there, just a wonderful couple in our community. You'll see so many different people in this video. There's Jeff. Jeff's actually on this call today. There's our CEO, Isaac. So anyways, this is a trip example. This is real, by the way. This is Playa del Carmen. I was doing a presentation yesterday with Cheryl and Sherry with a guy, and he was like, oh my God, I was right next door to this resort. This thing looks beautiful. Do you understand? Like, our resorts we choose are gorgeous resorts. This one right here, 5 days, 4 nights, including round trip airport transfer. So that's from the airport to the hotel, hotel back to the airport. A welcome reception, all inclusive, like everything in the bullet points. Normally the cost is $1,703, not including flights. With us, it's $850. That's a 50% savings. But wait, there's more. Listen, have you ever heard of rewards? Like, everybody has. Everybody has a reward somewhere. Like, yesterday, I was picking stuff up for my wife and my daughters, and I was there, and they were like, put in your rewards, you know, put in your number. And everybody has reward points for loyalty, right? Whether it's the grocery store, the gas station, Subway, right? Everyone has loyalty, like rewards. Your credit card. Like, I started building my credit card points. And I remember when it got to 1,000 points, I was all excited. Then I went to redeem my points and it was like $10. I'm like, I got 1,000 points. Like, it was crazy. I only got $10. And that's why I love Viago. It's so funny because every time I look at things that everybody else has, and I look at my wife and I'm like, that's crazy. She goes, sweetheart, everybody's not Viago. Like, seriously. Come to the real world. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay in my Viago world. Do you know, with us, our Viago points that we give you, 1 point equals $1. Now, let me clarify something. In the booking engine, there are points. Those are not Viago points. Those are booking engine points. So those are separate. That's a separate deal. The Viago points you can use in 2 areas. One is for these reward escapes. So you see this one right here? The price gets brought down to $700 because you can use 150 points per person. And now you might be thinking, how do I get Viago points? Here's the best part. The minute you become a member, we give you 600. What? I'll say it again. We give you 600 points. I had a friend of mine leave me a message, and he said, Muzaffar, I did a presentation. And the lady was like, how is that possible that you guys can do this? Listen, we figured out a system that works, and it's phenomenal. Yes, 1 point equals $1, and we give 600 points the minute you join. Believe me, it gets better. This is only the beginning. I'm almost done, but I'm not done. Here's another trip to Vietnam. Look at this one, $475. This one includes a spa treatment. That has Sherry's name all over it. Like everything for her is spa and listen, and I know her husband, listen, Alex would like the spa treatment too. Here's one that she is going to. So Sherry and Alex are going here, probably with a lot of you on this Zoom, because this trip sold out. We had to open a second one. Look at this one to Dubai. Look at all the bullet points, ladies and gentlemen. All those bullet points are normally separate costs and things that you have to organize when you do a vacation. Not here. We do everything for you. Now think about this. Here's a second Dubai trip for $449. Like, I'm telling you right now, It's not that inexpensive. The reason why you're getting this is because you're a member of Club Viago. This is the reason why. There's so many other trips: South Africa, Costa Rica, Spain, Italy, Greece, Thailand, Turkey, Mexico, Vietnam. Like there's so many of them. And by the way, there's a second part to our escapes, which is called Escape Your Way. That's where you want to pick the location and the date. And you want it to be something that you help put together. You know, we have these wonderful young ladies, the twins. They just put a trip together for their team. You know, I have people that put a girls' trip together. I have people that put a guys' trip together. I have people that do a bachelorette trip. I have people that do a family reunion. One of my best friends played in the NFL for 9 years. He's so excited about Viago. He's building a phenomenal business with us, but his son just signed with Indiana State, and he's doing a trip for his son's graduation. And we did all that. That's the beauty of this. Category number 3 is one of my favorites. Okay, wait a minute. I know what you're thinking. You're like, Muzaffar, didn't you say the last one was one of your favorites? And the one before that? Yes, believe me, you're going to hear it every time. Every part of this membership is one of my favorites. Let's just get that out of the way. Like, that's my deal. I'm just telling you, I love this membership. And so this one right here is the telemedicine, right? And the telemedicine, ladies and gentlemen, is access to a doctor 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this one I just used in December. My daughter had 102.5 degree temp, and she was shaking, shivering, crying. And I brought her home. We put her to bed. My wife was like, we need to take her to urgent care. And I'm like, no, like, she's hurting. Like, I don't want to bring her around other sick people, and I don't want to put her through it. And I went online and I went on Telemed and I booked an appointment, and they called me in 2 minutes. A doctor did, and said, listen, I know exactly what she has. Don't worry. Let her rest and sleep. I'll send the medicine to the pharmacy. Do you know this membership is worth it just for peace of mind? Look, I hope that nobody in your family ever gets ill. I pray for you. I'm not saying to have this because of anything other than the fact of just in case. It's like, we don't tell people to put on a seatbelt because you're saying someone's going to get into an accident, but just in case. Isn't it nice to know that you're protected? That's what I love about this. We also have major medical for people that are independent contractors that don't have it through their employee, right? And some people are employed and don't even have major medical. And we have our own partner. They're their own underwriter. They give our people, our community, 20 to 60% off. Now, here's another one of my favorites. I always laugh because I know what you're thinking. If you're brand new, you're like, this dude is just overly excited for no reason. It's not for no reason. Listen, if you were a part of something, and you will be after today, that you know is going to be one of the biggest companies in the world, and it's only the beginning, and you're looking at a membership that's already phenomenal, but it's only the beginning, and you also know that there's 4 other parts that are in negotiations that aren't even on the slides yet, you would be giddy too. Like, giddy is my word. Like, I'm geeked about this. Maybe that's an old school word. That's not new school. But I'm really excited about this. This is access to over 1 million retailers, which saves you $4,000 a year. Look, I love this one. I'm going to tell you why. Because there are people that go, I don't travel. Great. Do you buy things? Do you go somewhere? Like, do you eat? Like DoorDash or restaurants.com or HelloFresh, or do you golf? Or do you want to go to SeaWorld, Disney, Six Flags? Do you go to the movies? Listen, all of you should have seen Mufasa by now. That's not me, by the way. My name is Muzaffar. Let's just get it right. All of you should have seen the movie. I'm literally on Sherry Sharman's head every day going, you got to see Mufasa. You have to see Mufasa. Sherry, it's mandatory this weekend. I need a promise from you. You got to go see it before it leaves theater. It's an amazing movie. And use us, like, save money on it. And then there's events. Like, my wife and I go on date night to like comedy shows. And I had a friend that went to a U2 concert, and it was $2,400 for the floor seat. And then through our membership, it was $600. Like, that's some serious savings. You know, we've got Shakira concerts, Alejandro Fernandez. I put these in there because I was doing a a presentation for our Mexico team. And they were like, F1 at $22. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. F1 Formula Racing. Anyways, this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is our marketplace. This is our area to shop for products, right? So you have to go into your back office for this one, but it gives you access to nutrition, skincare, and there's more products that are coming that are absolutely unique and phenomenal. So here's your membership so far. That's the key word, so far. Just wait till the future. Like if it's already incredible, it's only going to keep getting better and better and better. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the start. This is what's inside of your membership that everybody's falling in love with. Now, how do you get the membership? Remember, you get 600 points the minute you become a member. The motto of my CEO, Isaac, is we give you more than you give us. Because most people go, the membership's got to be thousands upon thousands of dollars. It's a $450 start to set up the membership. And we give you 600 points. And that's where people go, oh my gosh, I give you 450, Mazaffer. You're giving me 600? That's too good to be true. Yes, that's actually my favorite compliment, because that means that we're doing the right thing. Listen, do you understand? A handful of us got together, and as we were discussing all of this, it was all of us were like little kids in a candy store going, everyone's going to love this, and they're going to love this, and they're going to love that. And then there's the membership cost of $99 per month. And you know what? You get 100 points every month. Could you imagine paying for your Netflix every month and they say, hey, thank you for being a Netflix member. We're going to give you 3 movie tickets free every month you pay for your Netflix membership to go to the theater. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Like your cell phone bill, but nobody gives you anything for paying your bill. Nobody does. Software, nobody gives you anything. I have one even better than that. Loyalty. It's one of my favorite words. It's one of my favorite characteristics. Think about all the memberships you have. The membership to a gym. What do they give you for being loyal for 12 months? Look at what we do. For 12 months of loyalty, you get a gift. It's either a vacation or 1,000 more Viago points. Hopefully somebody's mathing the math right now. 600 immediately, 100 every month for 12 months, that's 1,800, and an extra 1,000, that's 2,800 Viago points. Do you understand? You can really enjoy some lifestyle vacations. You can use it for products. Like, it's incredible. Now, living life amplified every day, everywhere is phenomenal, but we want to also offer you the ability to refer people. You have to be thinking of somebody you're close to that you would love to travel with or enjoy life with, or somebody that could use savings, or somebody that would love to telemed, or somebody that would, like, I thought of my best friends right away. And what I love about Viago is we will pay you the money instead of paying the advertising. Do you know last weekend, during the Super Bowl, one commercial was 3 million. A 30-second was 3 million. You know what we decided as a company? Instead of spending the money on actors, actresses, and 3 million to find a spot on television, we would rather pay you. We would rather pay you the bulk of the money to refer other people. That's how we've grown, is word of mouth. Like, people become an ambassador, which is $49, and you get what's called an ABS system, which is a software system that we spent millions of dollars on. It's yours. And then what happens is that we pay 5 different ways. 5. Most people, if they work, they make money. If they don't work, they don't make money. So many people I know that if their financial vehicle, and I can't, hopefully you can see both of my little fingers like thingies, right? But their financial vehicle, if that gets a flat tire, most people are stuck because they don't have a spare in their financial life. Think about that. If something happened, if there was a cutback in your company, if there were layoffs or people were let go, which I don't wish upon anybody, but what would your financial situation be? So many people work with us part-time. for extra income. And there's 5 ways we get paid. I'm going to show you 2 of them. But there's a lot of people that replace their financial vehicle with us and make this their new vehicle. See, when you refer somebody and they become a member, right away you earn $100. So I know the math is simple. 2 people, 200, 5 people, 500. If I refer 10 people, it's 1,000. When they showed me this, I was like, watch out. Like, I'm bringing everybody. And my buddy Jeff is on here. He's the same way. Jeff is like, I'm showing everybody Viago. Like, and that's just what it is. And you understand is when you get 6, and I know you might be wondering why 6. Well, number one, you make $600. That's not the 600 Viago points we give you. Coincidental, it's the same number. You earn $600 plus your 600 Viago points plus your membership starting next month is free. Wait a minute. But Muzaffar, every time I pay, I get 100 points. Yes. Even though your membership is now free, you still get the 100 points. Oh my gosh, that's too good to be true. Yes, that's actually the second compliment. Like, there'll probably be one more too good to be true somewhere inside. And it normally comes out, I'm telling you, and I love it. But you know what happens when you introduce people? They want their membership for free. So I introduced my friend Sherry. She got her 6. Like, she got her 6 right away in her first week. Then she introduced Kathy, who got her 6 in 4 days. And then Sherry introduced a guy named Ricky that got his 6. He actually got 9 in his first 24 hours. He started on a Saturday. He doesn't work on Sunday. And by Monday, he finished 9 because he's a phenomenal single dad that takes care of a young lady permanently that's in a wheelchair. He's got a heart of gold, just a phenomenal individual. And so many people say, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. Ricky's busy. And he found a way to do 9 in 24 hours while taking care of a young lady full time. Like, just an amazing human being. And I want you guys to understand that some people will do it that fast. Some people will take a month to get their 6. Some people will take 6 months. It's okay. If you found one a month for 6 months, but then for the rest of your life after that, your membership is free, as long as everybody is paying their membership. Like, it's a brilliant program. Now, let me show you the second way we get paid before we wrap this up. Warren Buffett said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. And residual, Jeff's business partner, Troy, I told you my friend Jeff is on here. Troy said, and I remember hearing this, that a residual dollar is better than a regular dollar. And I was like, wow, that makes sense to me. Like, that's cool. And when you start to build a team, so you introduce people, we do this Zoom 3 times a week, but there's other ones that are happening. Like, there are so many leaders doing Zooms today. This is not the only Zoom in the world that's happening right now. This one happens to be because when Sherry got started, she was like, Muzaffar, this is going to be the system we do, and everybody's going to be welcomed. And she doesn't care who's on whose team. And so there's so many Zooms that are happening, and we present, all of the leaders do, and you can put people on any Zoom and the presentation will happen. But those people that you introduce are part of your team. So let's say you introduced Imo, and I'm going to use Imo. I call her Nana. It's hard for me to say Imo, but I'm going to say it because y'all don't know. If I said Nana, you would be like, who is Nana? It's a lady named Imo. She's turning 92 on February 20th. And it's her birthday in 5 days. Nana, I love you. So let's say you introduced Nana, and Nana introduced her daughter Sherry, and Sherry introduced Cheryl, and Cheryl introduced Jared, and Jared introduced Tony. Even though you only introduced my Nana, you have 5 people on your team. And if everybody's keeping the membership, you have 5 left. And let's say you do it one more time. You introduce me, and I introduce Juan, and Juan introduces Rika, and Rika introduces Jennifer, and Jennifer introduces Michelle. That's another 5 people. You're now earning $50 a month. And I know what you might be thinking, that's not a lot of money. Well, 5 people left, 5 people right is not a lot of people. But guess what? Some of those people are going to try to get their 6 just like Sherry did. And now I was going to snap both fingers, but I just realized I can't do this hand. In my snap, do you guys have a snap on one hand that's louder than the snap on the other hand? My left snap is louder than my right snap for some reason. And I can't snap with my left hand. But when you start to help people get six, it grows like to 10, and now you're at $200 a month. Guaranteed, as long as everybody's keeping their membership payment. When it gets to 25 left, 25 right, you're at 500 a month. 50/50 is 1,000 a month. And what we have is we have ranks attached to this because we want to celebrate you. So many people are not celebrated in their life, and we will celebrate you at every rank. When you're a bronze, you're going to walk across our stage at our major events, and we're going to celebrate and clap for you because you started your residual pathway. Silver is 200 a month, gold is 500 a month, sapphire is 1,000 a month, emerald is 2,000 a month every month. A diamond is 5,000 a month every month. Blue diamond 10,000, red diamond 20,000, purple diamond 36,000. And the top one is black diamond, which no one has hit yet, but so many people are getting closer and closer and closer, and it will happen this year, just so you know. Listen, I'm here to let you know that this is not a get rich quick. Just because you join, it doesn't guarantee income. That's not what this is. Just like when you join a gym, it doesn't guarantee you muscles. You've got to put in the work, and we will teach you and train you how to do it. We have an online training system, and we have live events from our regionals to our national events, ladies and gentlemen. The next national event, we do 3 in North America, 3 in South America, 3 in Europe. The next North America trip is happening in Atlanta, training that's happening is in Atlanta. But listen, before we wrap up, I just want you to hear from a couple people that have been working with us that have some results. And the first was the gentleman that helped us open the call. I would love it, Jared, because I started the recording late, and I don't know if some people know you, but some people don't. I would love for everyone to hear your story, like what you do currently for work, and what's happened since you started Viago would be fantastic.
Absolutely, Muzaffar. Thank you so much. Great afternoon again, everyone. The name is Jared Ojeda. I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia, small city called Riverdale, and I'm a sergeant. I'm a sergeant in the fire department. That's what I do regularly. I run into burning buildings for complete strangers, give my very best to the community, and I signed up for that. That's what I did, but I didn't sign up for giving the community my best and then coming home and giving my wife and my family the rest. I was drained, and when my wife wanted to do things, family, literally, I just couldn't afford it. I don't know about your situation. That was mine. I could not afford to take my wife and do the things that she wanted to do. And so when we saw Viago, we saw discounted travel, and it just made sense. We saw savings so that now my wife and I can go on date night and save some money. I could not tell her we can't afford it anymore. But it was in the process of taking these trips, inviting our friends and getting a paycheck, and then having conversation with leaders like Muzaffar and leaders like Jeffrey, you're going to hear, that said, this is a great opportunity to help other people and create a residual passive income. And so we started plugging into this system right here. Like he said, every day there's a call going on, and I'm at work, I'm at the fire station, but guess what? I'm texting people saying, jump on this call, you got to see. And they're getting the information from Muzaffar, the very best, and they come back to me and they get started and we get paid. And now, because of this system right here, Muzaffar, not only have we been able to travel the world, not only have we saved money on date nights, we've been able to, number one, waive our fees. We got our 6, so we no longer pay a monthly fee, but we're also residual earners. And literally that residual that we're getting currently covers my personal mortgage as well as my car notes. So I'm so excited about Viago. I have a saying, y'all. I go, you go, we go, Viago. Let's go. Thank you so much for letting me share, my brother.
I love it, brother. I love it. And I'm going to try to go to 2 more. I didn't know he was going to join the call, but he's a buddy of mine. Jeff, I don't know if you're available to unmute and show your video. If you are, that would be fantastic. I don't know if we have to help Jeff unmute. Let me see. I'm gonna request it. See if he's available. He might just be on listen only. And until we find out if he is, I'm going to go to Shar. Shar, I see you. You're on video. If you could share your story, that would be fantastic. Oh, sorry. There you go. How about now?
Can you hear me, Muzaffar?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Brother Jared from Riverdale. Yes, thank you for your service, sir. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you might be calling in from. My name is Shar McCready. I'm currently in Scottsdale, Arizona. It is sunny and I don't know, feels like 80 degrees out here, blue sky, palm trees, all the good stuff. Where I chose to retire 18 years ago from my first career in emergency trauma medicine that took me all over the world. And it was during that season of my life, I was also training for the Olympics when I met one of Muzaffer and Sherry and Jared and I's business partners through a friend. And I was super grateful because that relationship actually got me here to today to Viago. Got a call a few months ago from him and it sounded something like, hey, we got to talk. And I don't know about you, but when you start to put the right people in your life, in your circle, when you get phone calls like that, you know it's time to shut up and saddle up and listen because they're up to something really good. And I never want to miss out. My rule in my life is to say yes, keep my mind open like a parachute because I believe that life will always work itself out on the way down. But if I'm not open and I don't say yes, I'm guaranteed to miss those opportunities when they come because they usually are disguised as something very different than what we think so. And so that's landed me here. I have used every aspect of the membership that Muzaffer covered. I'm telling you, it works like a champ. It saves all the money to put more discretional income into my travel budget because I am an avid traveler. So much so that I took 38 of my friends on the very first Viago Rewards Escape to Bali in November to celebrate my birthday and the birthday of 3 other of our friends inside the community. And we had so much fun, y'all. Those that were more acquaintances to me when we started are like brothers and sisters, family type relationships now. So much so that we have decided we're going to do an anniversary trip this November. I'm organizing that now. So once we have the link, we'll get it out to you. And we're going to add some things that we learned about while we were there in Bali that we didn't get to experience the first time. So this is going to be an epic anniversary escape in November. And until I can meet you on the beaches of the world, let's go, Viago. Back to you, Muzaffer. Thanks so much.
Love it, love it, love it. And I'm going to go to my buddy Jeff. I found a way to make him a co-host. Jeff, man, I'd love it if you could share your story, buddy.
You bet, Muzaffer. Thanks for having me on. I just rolled in from 6 cities in 4 days, all over South Texas. Unbelievable presentation, guys. I'm from Mustang, Oklahoma. Ran an insurance agency for years. I took a look at this industry over 20 years ago. This is the only life I've ever known. And as Muzaffer just hit it, being at the right place at the right time and recognizing it. I mean, where in the world can you log on to an event like this that one of the best presenters in the world is working for you? See, you have first movers advantage. Travel, no brainer. Saving money, no brainer. But post-COVID, I've yet to find too many people that doesn't mind making money above and beyond what they're currently doing with a team that'll help you. You know, what it took me to build 17, 18 years in the residual income in the insurance business, I matched in 6 months with this industry. I don't tell you that to impress you. I tell you to impress upon you. This is a team concept. We are together. So, you know, this industry changed my life. You know, before COVID, I took my family over 250 vacations and world schooled them. And the impact on those kids, there's not a measuring stick on the impact that had on them. So, you know, if you're in for travel, why not you? If you're into making money, why not you? See, we are at the beginning. We are at the start. We are Facebook in the dorm rooms. Why are we going so hard? Because we've been here before. If you look at the criteria, that's what I love about this industry. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 92, Nana. Nice to meet you. Happy early birthday, ma'am. It's unbelievable. It just matters. Understand this, guys. All your dreams are at the end of the send button. All you got to do is send it, man. Send the invite. Send the question. Can I meet you for lunch? I got good at these 3 words. I'm coming over. I've never seen a time as this that I prayed for this moment for 5 years, Muzaffer. It's been dropped back in our hands again. And that's why we're going so hard. This is real. This is fun. This is for you. This is for you, Muzaffer. Here you go, baby. How about that right there?
Oh,
There you go. little magic for you, pushing the rock. So God bless. Have a great Saturday.
Hey, Jeff, are you, do you have to chime off? Because what we normally do is we normally do a little bit of a training afterwards. And I'd love to ask you a couple questions. I know we didn't plan this, buddy, but
Okay.
man, I love what you've been doing, man. And we've become like brothers, and we're out dividing and conquering. So we never get this moment.
Yeah.
But if you have a few moments, we're going to wrap up here. If you could hang tight, buddy, I'd love to ask you a couple questions, because you've got teams growing so fast right now. I'd love to pick your brain on a couple of items if you're okay with that.
You bet. I'll hang on and let you wrap up. I'll be back in a minute.
Dude, you're the best. So everyone listen, it sometimes things like this work out, and you just, I always say that you have a plan, God has a plan, and God always wins. And so let's just wrap this up real quickly, because we normally do a training on Saturdays, and it actually worked out because Sherry was worried about my volleyball schedule, which my wife took the morning one that I was supposed to be doing with my one daughter. I'm taking my second daughter for her afternoon games. And so everything worked out. Let's talk about getting started, which Jeff said, just do it. Like let's go, right? And the membership plus the business is $499. So it's $450 plus the $49. Remember, you get your 600 points and the ABS system immediately, your website, your back office, your software, all of it. And then what happens is we want to help you get your 6. Now, the timing of this right here is your friend that introduced you. This is the person that introduced you today. This is your position, ladies and gentlemen. It's yours. And no one can take it away from you. You own this the minute you join Viago. It'll never be moved. It'll never be taken from you. And the next person that joins will go in your team. It's how it works. That's just how it works. The next person that your friend brings is going to go just like this. Now, you have a choice to start building a team with us, because this is your position because you saw this today, or you can give your position away by waiting. You can literally hand your position to someone tomorrow because you're waiting. And then when you do get started, you have to go in the next available position. We can't give you the old one back. So once you make this decision today, own it. Don't let somebody else take what's yours, because you'll miss out on people that you deserve, ladies and gentlemen. So there's 3 ways really that people make this decision, right? Like they're either an A, B, or C. I was an A. I was like, hey, I'm ready to go. Like that was me. B is someone that wants to be a customer and we love them. And C is someone that wants to wait and see. And I'll tell you right now, when I called my mentor, and so many people are scared to call their mentor. They're scared to call someone that's made millions of dollars. She had just invested like in a business before me talking to her. Like there's so much like I could tell you. And I called her, and I'm so grateful that I did, because she's made such a major impact. Nana, you raised one of the most incredible young ladies on this planet. And Sherry has impacted me in even this community in a short period of time. And Sherry, I just want to ask this, because I always ask you this question. Why? Why did you say yes to Viago? You were retired. You had just invested in other businesses. You have a great husband, a great son, great grandchildren, a phenomenal mom. Your life, you're in like the easy, like why Viago, why now? And you're working just as hard as any of us are. It's incredible. But I'd love to turn it over to you. Thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for impacting my life. And I'd love for you to help wrap this up with us before we go into training.
Oh, Muzaffar, thank you so much for such an amazing call. And you know what? When you ask me why, I just smile, because there's so many whys. The reason why we're here. And just so everybody knows, the first person that I signed up is my mom in this business. So don't ever think somebody is too old or too young. That yes, of course they have to be 18. But I see little Lily on this call, who is Billy Wright's daughter, and she's been sending me little love notes, because this is a family business. You get to take your family with you. And at this stage of our lives, which Alex and I are in the golden years, we were traveling and spending a fortune. I mean, it was unbelievable when we started looking at the comparison in the prices. And that was not really the main reason we got involved. The main reason we got involved was this community. And I wish all of you were live and we could see your faces so that you could share with all the guests that are on here just how you glow. There's something about this community that is so high on life that is really the biggest thing that you did for me was getting me and Alex to Las Vegas so we could experience. It's an experience. You can pick up some of the energy on the Zoom, but nothing like when you're in a room full of over 1,000 people, all learning, growing, having fun together, and traveling together. It doesn't get any better than that. So if you're on this call and you're looking at this and you're going, is this for me? Why not? One, you can travel with us, but you can save money and you can make a difference in people's lives. And that's one of the main reasons I came out of retirement, because I don't really think you're supposed to retire from life. I really don't. My mom is still my CFO at 92 years young, and you think about that she's on 0 meds. She takes great care of herself. She still drives a car. So, if you are, and some people have health challenges, God bless them and everything else, but she's taking good care of herself. She is amazing. And I'm going to be turning 72 at Dubai in my birthday month, next month. And I think, what a great experience to be able to travel the world with friends and family members. So, Muzaffar, I just want to be quiet because I'm so excited about Jeff being on this call. I've been in contact with Troy and sending him prayers and just, we become text buddies. And I'm so excited about this opportunity because a lot of you don't know who he is. He own the stage in Dallas. I mean, I'll tell you, I love this man. He is a natural born coach, and he has got so many words of wisdom on how to build your business. So if you're on here and you're like, this is my first time, do I really want to do it? Stick around for this training. It'll show you how simple it is because you can actually earn while you learn. And that's something that I love so much about this business. So I'm going to turn the call back to you, Muzaffar, and let's get started.
Perfect. And hey, Jeff, you know what I was thinking, right? Because we this wasn't rehearsed. I'm so excited that you're here with me and we get a chance to do something like this. That's going to be fun together. And Sherry, I'd love for you to sprinkle in as well. I don't want you just going on mute because you have so many phenomenal nuggets of information that will help everybody. So let's just make it clear. It will be the Three Musketeers on this one. Where did Jeff go? I can't see him. Oh, he's off mute. So hey, bud, I'm gonna go back and forth like this with you, my friend, and because there's really everyone that's brand new, and we'll talk to the brand new folks, and we'll also talk to people that are signed up that maybe it's their first week. Jeff, a lot of people on this Zoom that I'm looking at started on Wednesday, and there are people that started on Monday. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and then Saturday we go into a training, as you know, but you're doing your Zooms, and then you just came back from a 6-city tour, which we're going to talk about. But Jeff, I want to do this really quickly, my friend, I'm going to go right here and talk about, for a brand new person, if we're looking at Viago, Jeff, as a business, the very first, and I know it sounds like it's a simple answer, but the thing about it is number one is the getting started part. Like step one to getting started is to get started, like getting started. And what happens, Jeff, is that some people, and you've met them, right? Some people, they hesitate over the start, and we're talking about $4.99. And this is something, in my opinion, that I look at, that I was taught, because my first company in this industry, Jeff, I spent $5,000 to start in my first network marketing business. So when I look at 500, and I'm a math guy, I divide it by 365 days and go, that's $1.37 a day. It's a candy bar. Like, what are we talking about? But I know you've helped a lot of people get started. And I know people ask you, and I know this getting started question comes up. What advice would you give someone that's brand new? What advice would you give someone that their friend just brought them on this Zoom about getting started? And we're going to go through 4 steps, Jeff. So I'm going to have you hang tight with me through all four. We're going to have a conversation, brother, but let's start with the getting started portion of this. What are you sharing? Because so many people are starting on your team all around the world, and it's a lot of impact that you have and influence in helping them build their business.
Well, first off, and again, thanks for having me on. This wasn't prompted. I got back. I was taking a breath this morning. I saw the Zoom and I said, I'm going to jump on, and then invited some friends on, which I saw that were on that we've been working with. But, you know, and all this stuff that you're going to see, guys, with the Zooms, with the meetings I've been doing, you know, there's so many components, and I see so many people that they get ready to get ready. And guess what? They never get ready. They think they have to know everything about the back office. They have to know everything about everything, all the travel. See, I only need to know these four things. How many people do I talk to personally? And it's a lot. How many people are coming into the business? How many people do I have at training? If you're not at March 8th, you're not serious about this. And I don't want to step on toes today, but you're not. And if you're not at the event May 2nd through the 4th, you just set yourself back months and months and months behind the true business builders. And then the last thing I track, Musafer, is how deep is the leg? And we can get to that in a moment. But I want the people to know, as they're watching this and they're seeing a presentation for the first or second time, that first off, there's true value in the membership. Yes, we're going to get to the money part, but there is testimony after testimony after testimony that there's true value. Sorry, my dog's going crazy here. There's true value in the membership. And what I mean by that is, yes, we do want to get them on a trip, because when you talk about retention, the world I came from in the insurance business, you know, get them on a trip, because once they see it, they're not going anywhere. Secondly, those daily deals, we're such a, I don't mean this mean, but we're an instant gratification society. If we can save money on everyday stuff, those people aren't going anywhere. But the true thing is, people want to know three things. Is it simple? Can I do it? Will it work? I want to show them real quick it will work. I want to help them go get their 6. And so as I set my week, guys, as I just signed up Musafer, I'm going to say, hey, man, you just saw the program. I've got Tuesday or Thursday available for you. Which one's best? And Musafer's looking like, what in the world are you talking about? I just signed up. What do you mean? See those 6 up there? We want to get all your money back and waive your fee. If I'm a business builder, and that's why I think a lot of you stayed on now, I'm looking to set my schedule for next week. So if Musafer told me in that moment, hey, man, I am completely swamped at work, I can't look at anything this week, I'm not wasting my time calling Musafer on Monday saying, hey, man, what about Tuesday? What about Thursday? See, I'm like almost begging for business. I already know he's busy for the week, and I'm to the next person. But the next thing I got to do is show Musafer this works without him. So as I said in Dallas, if you were there, he's not on the clock. I'm on the clock. I have to get somebody under Musafer's business in 24 hours to show him this works without him. Then I'm texting him, congratulations on the growth of your business. Congrats. See what that does. It creates an incredible sense of urgency and a fear of loss. I'm just trying to force Musafer off the couch to get me to his names list. Sorry to hijack the call there, but I just want to explain the situation there.
No, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. So if you're looking at what he just said, right? Like so we're talking about getting started. He said, is it simple? Can I do it? Will it work? And then he said that he is on the clock, man. I love that. I love that when you said it at the event. I think everybody fell in love with this right here, Jeff. I mean, and you really are on the clock. And we'll come to the training bit in a second. So let's say everyone goes, yes, all right, I'm in. Let's go. And like Jeff said, the next step, right, is now to help you get your 6. So it comes down to, who do I know, right? And when you talk about this names list, Jeff, what happens is that people can write a list together. Like they can take names out of their phone. They can put it on a piece of paper. The fear, Jeff, the fear comes into when people have to either make the call or the text. And you've helped a lot of people with language, because I do, Sherry does, we all do. But what is some advice you've given to your new people to overcome their fear of making the call or sending the text to people so we can help them get their six?
Yeah, great. I mean, this is the biggest thing. Everybody has fear, but always understand this: you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. And again, it goes back to, once it's sent, it's sent. So it takes the fear away. All your dreams are at the end of the send button. That is real, because we've been forced into this, and I don't mean this in a mean way, this Zoom world and this text world. My mind, we've got to get back to personal touch with someone. That's why I'm on the road. I got to go look at, yes, we can do the Zooms like this. We can get it going, but I have to get in front of them, hug their neck, look them in the eye. And it's a transfer of belief that they have somebody here helping them. So, as I start to talk to people, I have a girl that just met in, which she's going to be a monster, by the way, in Corpus Christi, Texas. She, had a little fear. What am I going to say to someone? How am I going to do it? And I said, here's the deal. There's no one in Corpus Christi. There's no one in Brownsville. So guess what you are? You're the director of expansion of a company that's absolutely exploding in the area. I can't promise you a thing, but you have the qualities of somebody we're looking for. And I've never had anyone answer no to this next question, Musafir, besides a girl in 2008. She was a waiter in South Carolina. We'll leave that one alone. But I say, do you keep your income options open? I've never had anyone besides one say no to that question. So now, as I just got them, man, they're the director of expansion of a company's exploding area. Everybody wants to be part of a company that's exploding. So now I'm getting their information. Now that's a different scenario than just sending a fear text or a fear invite to a known contact in your phone. But let's go to that a second. I know I'm jumping around here a little bit.
No, you're fine.
But if I'm sending my message to Musafir, and I might have fear to do that, I'm just going to say, hey, man, I just got involved in something that I'm pretty excited about. It's the biggest project I've ever worked in my life, and I appreciate your business acumen and what you've done. Would you mind taking a look at it and let me know if I'm making a good decision? Now, understand, folks, I don't care what their opinion is. And not that I'm tricking them either. I want them to see it, because most people that see the movie the right way, they get involved. I see so many people that make so many mistakes that they literally throw up on their people in the invite. It's just a simple invite. So I never talk about business opportunity, making money, that kind of thing. I'm working on a big project. They don't know if that's real estate. They don't know what it is, but it's important to me. Now, if people keep asking me, what is it? Somebody the other night, what is it? I'm not going to come if you don't tell me. Well, let me tell you, it's me. It's very important to me. Now, this takes posture and years of experience, but I need you for 35 minutes. And do I have that enough credibility with you? Because if I don't, maybe I need to take you out of my phone. Now, that's a stern comment and years of experience, but look, it's important to me, and I want my friend or associate to see it. And again, the whole point of this is you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. Be excited, be passionate, and that transfers to the person you're sharing it with.
And by the way, for those of y'all that are brand new, so you're hearing from a guy that you don't know, and you saw me do a presentation, and you saw me get excited about a friend of mine that has joined. What makes Jeff credible? Why are there people in the chat saying things? Let me just, I just realized this. Let me just connect the dots really quickly. If you remember at the beginning of the presentation where I said one of my business partners built a skincare company, 900 stores, if y'all remember that. And I said, my other business partner, Eddie, had a group of business partners that created the largest travel club in the world. Jeff was one of those partners with Eddie. And let me explain. In that company, Jeff and his partner, Troy, and they had a travel membership. Ours isn't a travel membership. Ours is a lifestyle. It's a luxury lifestyle and travel membership. They only had a travel membership, and I want you to understand that what Jeff and his partner Troy built. I'm going to show you something to help you understand why I'm so excited he's here and what makes him credible. What makes him credible is you have Jeff and Troy, who were business partners, and he built an insurance company before doing a business like this, and he was an anesthesiologist. Think about that. And they walked away from those two things, and they went out and they built this team of people, right? So they built a left team and a right team. And Jeff, please correct me if I'm wrong. From what I remember and what I saw, I actually saw the genealogy. So I got to see the organization with my own eyes when we were all partnering together. And there was over 1 million people in your guys' organization. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I want you guys to think about this for a second. There were over 1 million people, and it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight.
No.
Jeff, how long were you and Troy in that project together?
19 years.
19 years.
Till COVID hit.
Okay. So I want you all to understand that it took time to build. But starting, I think it was in their third year. I think it was their third year, second year. You got to a 7-figure income. You and Troy.
Yeah, for me, guys, what it took me to build, and again, we were starting from scratch understand 20 years ago. What it took me to build 17, 18 years of residual income in the insurance business, we matched in 6 months at the start of that company. The second thing is Troy loved anesthesia, loved doing it, loved the art of it. But 1.5 years into building this, they had the chance to adopt a baby, and they adopted a baby. And he looked over at his wife, Kathy, and said, "Hey, man, why am I going into the hospital today?" And she looked over at him and said, "I don't know. Your income has surpassed your anesthesia." Now, understand, he went for 12 years of schooling, years and years and years of being in debt, that 1.5 years into an idea like this had already matched or surpassed his anesthesia income. And you can go do the research. Anesthesia, top 1% of income earners in the world, that this kind of business could replace that. And then what happened, guys, we just, even though we built, had freedom at that point, it didn't stop, because once it's in you, it's in you. We kept building. We built, back then you could have multiple centers. We took actually 5 centers to the top. We got counted for 4. And it wasn't, the thing I would tell you about this, guys, everybody thinks it comes easy to us. Understand, we've just been here before. Musafir's been here for before. Sherry's forgotten more about this stuff than we'll ever know. We've just stole everything that she had and now brought it into what we're doing. And it's a simple word: action. There's nothing special about me. I may not be the best presenter or best closer, but I'm real darn good at working hard. And see, freedom is worth fighting for. And we're in a position, guys, that if I could transfer any kind of belief to you, being at the right place, the right time, us 3, we've been here before. We know what it looks like, feels like, smells like. Don't let us outwork you. We've been here before. That's the question I always ask people, man. You want this? Why would you let us outwork you? Because freedom is right here. This is the avenue. I had a conversation with Isaac, our owner, this week. I'm telling you, he's working on things that you cannot believe to protect our community and our future. Guess what that gives me leaving in the dark and getting home in the dark? It gives me peace of mind. It gives me surety in my mind. Understand, we're all about 15 inches away from greatness. You realize that? See, when it gets in here in the heart, it's there. But when it gets in the mind and those transfer together, there's no stopping it. That's what it is for us 3 on here and many more that's on here. It's that belief and that surety that we're at the right place, the right time. So no's, they don't affect us. It's not even when a no is said, it's like, oh my gosh, this person, we've got to say, hey, whoa, we got to watch them, man.
Jeff, if you don't mind me asking, buddy, I know we're not supposed to ask women, but you're a guy. How old are you, bud?
Well, I'm 59 right now, about to be 60 here in about not very long.
When's your birthday?
March 6th.
Oh my God, dude. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
Yeah, training.
And
I'll be celebrating Big 6-0, which I never thought, 20, 30, and 40, you think you're going to live forever. And now you get to this deal and you're like, wow. One thing, as I thought about this a while ago, not to interrupt.
You're fine.
I look at this as the hourglass. See, we got the hourglass, man, and you bring the hourglass and you turn it over to start the sand running down. And everybody thinks they have all this time. And I watched through COVID, a couple of friends unfortunately pass away, and watch a health challenge my business partner goes through, and understand time goes fast. And for me, I just recognize that the time is ticking and we are not going to waste time. See, freedom is right here if you're willing to fight for it. And we're not talking 5 to 10 years down the line, especially being at the beginning. I'm only talking 2 to 3 years down the line. The time's going to pass anyway. I just showed you a deal that Troy Anesthesia retired from anesthesia a year and a half from a startup company 20 years ago. The difference now is you have a foundation that is so solid of two 20-year-old companies that came together that have been here before, with the platform, with the smartest president I've ever seen, with
100%.
the greatest owner I've ever seen, seasoned veterans that all you have to do is invite to let them present to your people and then bring them onto a training. Come on now. And then we participate in the training system that we own together and can participate in a revenue stream there. Guys, this is the best thing I've ever seen in 25 years. And I've seen them all. I've seen them all come down the pipe.
Jeff, what cities were you just in? The city tour you just did?
We just went from Dallas to Laredo with my friend Franco. We jumped from Laredo to Corpus Christi, back to Laredo to McAllen, to Brownsville, Texas, to Harlingen, and then back to Laredo.
And here's what I'm going to tell all of you. He's turning 60 and he's just out working everybody. He's out presenting everybody. And Jeff, man, I appreciate you being on more than you know, man. And I'm going to ask Sherry a few questions, but buddy, I love you. I appreciate you.
No, I didn't
Please
mean
hug your wife's neck for us. My wife and I think she's absolutely phenomenal. And thank you for always leading by example, man, and being who you are.
Well, and I didn't want to hijack the call, and Sherry, I'm sorry about it, but I'm passionate about this thing, man. These moments, if I could just tell you one thing before we leave, these magic moments, being at the right place, the right time, they just don't happen. I've been able to be there 3 times in my life. The first time I missed it was the 80s, and you know about the 80s. The second time I wasn't going to miss it because I recognized it and took action. And this time, when there is certainty, belief, and confidence in the team we have, the old cliche is the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. So thanks for having me on. Sherry, thanks for having me on. Early birthday to you too. We might be Pisces together, so watch out for the fishes. And Musafir, thank you.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. And Sherry, what a pleasure to have Jeff on. And I know we've gotten some good nuggets. And I want to ask you a couple questions before we wrap up and call it a great Saturday. So, getting started, listen, if after that, if just feeling Jeff, people aren't getting started, man, I don't know if I need to get a defibrillator to that's one of those things where you go clear like that. We may have to do that. When it comes to who do you know, please don't prejudge anybody. Presentations, we will help you with presentation. I was going to write it the Spanish version. Presentations we help you with. But when you look at Jeff, who's out there presenting in person, he's doing travel party after travel party after travel party after travel party after travel party. And one thing they do is they do something called Bam Fam. This is something they do. They book a meeting from a meeting. So that's how he ended up going from one to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. I know Jeff. Like, he books a meeting from a meeting. He just doesn't stop. Like, he doesn't go do a presentation. He sits in that presentation when it's done and somebody's signing up. He's like, great, we're coming over to your house next. You're going to have 3 to 5 people. And then from there, he'll go to another one, 3 to 5 people. From there, he'll go to another one, 3 to 5 people. Now, it's not always 3 to 5 people. A lot of times it's 10, it's 20, it's 15, it's 30, it's whatever the case may be. And Jeff said something, and we're gonna, Sherry, we're gonna talk about training, because this is something that you taught me over 30 years ago. This is something that I look at your success and I look at what happened, and I want you all to understand that what I was sharing with all of you was in 1996, this company INC, they do their top 500, and number one was 35,000%. Have you ever seen that? That's kind of crazy. And this company, and I'll write it like this company had 5 founders of that company. The number one, who was the number one income earner, who was the number one of it all, was Sherry Sharma. Like, and I'm just telling you. And she had, why was she number one? Because she had the largest organization that was duplicating. What does that mean? That means that she didn't get good at signing people up. She got good at teaching and training and developing people to become leaders. There's no way on God's green earth she went and did 100% of these presentations. What she got phenomenal at was teaching and training. She always says she became a talent scout. The number 2 founder is actually on this Zoom right now. And the only reason I was going to have him do his testimonial today. The only reason is he's taking care of his daughter. I always ask people to pray for people's family, and he'll never ask for it because he loves what he's doing. And when, I talked to him and he was like, Muzaffar, when I see the beauty of my daughter's life, and like that hit my heart. She's permanently in a wheelchair. And he takes care of her 24/7. He's a single dad. He's a special human being, and he's all in. He got his 9 within 24 hours. And you're going, well, of course, now you see why he did it. No, because he's been gone from the industry. He's built other businesses successfully. But the one thing is, once you get trained, once you learn this information, it doesn't matter if years pass. You can tap into the training that you received. And I received a lot of my information from what the 2 of them had put together. What you're looking at today is a product of training. And Sherry, I would love for you to touch on, number 1, how to get a fast start to their 6, your mindset of 6, why the story, if you could touch on why the story is so important. And then if we could go into why training, your whole career, Sherry, you've always said no excuses when it comes to training. There's no excuses. Why is there no excuses? Why is training so mandatory in your life? I would love for you to touch on those 2 things. It would mean the world to me, please.
Thank you. And, I could just listen to Jeff forever, because he has got the passion and that is something that everyone needs in life. Billy Wright is on this call, and he said something, because I put everything on sticky notes. Purpose-driven life. Everyone needs, and he goes, our youth need to learn that, because they're so addicted to electronics and all, distractions, so many distractions. So for me, the best trained team wins in anything. And that's that, we believe that if you can get the training and the knowledge on and it's not just, we don't just teach on Viago, we teach on life. It's like the president of our company, he calls it IRL, in real life. And I went, yes. What is happening in your life? Do you love your life? That's my motto. It's been my motto forever, loving life. Our team is called Loving Life. So for all of you that are on the call right now, you may be going, this is a lot of information. There's a lot of information. Well, get what? Every time you listen to one of these Zoom calls, you'll learn more and more and more. Don't be impatient. Be somebody that goes, okay, I learned a little bit, take a little bit more every single time. I love these Zoom calls because I'm still learning. I mean, I was taking notes as Jeff was talking too, because you know what? I love that motivation. As a leader, our job is to motivate and teach and train and lead by example. Please remember that one. A lot of people tell you what to do. We look for people who actually show you what to do and do it themselves. It's like, that's why when I was a Montessori preschool teacher, we were called guides. We weren't even called teachers. Our job was to teach a student how to teach other students. Imagine if that was the way the education system was. The kids all taught each other. Our job was to teach one and let them teach others and pass it on down. So I think, when I look at this, someone who wasn't in sales, somebody who didn't like salespeople, became one of the top people in the company, is because I spotlighted my people's talents all the time. I mean, there's so many people on this call right now that worked with us in the first company we worked with. My job was not to take their credit. My job was to spotlight their talents of being a leader. And that is what, when you get this and you understand the teamwork, that little cliche, teamwork makes the dream work, it's like that. That is it, have big dreams. Small dreams have no magic. So when you start hearing all these things, you'll understand that that's what we do. We teach with our heart, because our goal is not just the financial part. We want you to be able to have the lifestyle that you dream of, and every one of you have different dreams. And for me, coming back and teaching and training and being a part of this, Rika is on this call and she says, I haven't seen you this happy. Even before, when I first met you, you were just glowing all the time. I get up at 4:00 in the morning to do a Zoom call with Jared, who's on the East Coast. And I, it was like I was going to, on a vacation, when the alarm goes off at 4:00 and you're going, half the time, if you have to go to work, you're dragging. But if you're going on a vacation, you're just so excited to get up. And that's how I felt getting on Jared's call, because his community is a group of people I love, and it's like, when you love what you're doing, you never have to go to work. So it's like, I am so excited about this. Training is everything. I am a product of training. I would not be here in front of you if I wasn't training, because my absolute biggest fear in life was public speaking. You have to understand, the first time I got up in front of 40 people, I was shaking so bad. I was a nervous wreck. Turned my worst fear in life into my career. Now, when I go out on stage, I'm not fearful anymore, because my goal is to inspire one person. I don't take notes and write a bunch of notes and everything. I just ask God, show me the way. Tell me what to say. Let me reach people the way that they can hear that they're special and that they can do this too. So, Muzaffar, I'm just so excited about this call. I love that Jeff got on the call, and Jared, you know how I feel about you. You are in, a sergeant in the fire department who rescues people's lives, and yet you are honestly still rescuing people's lives when you really think of what you're doing, because you are empowering families, husbands and wives, to travel and have fun together. Most families are so far in debt, and we have an absolute financial giant here if you'll just keep paying attention. That business that Jeff and Troy built wasn't overnight. I'm so glad you brought that out, Muzaffar, because people think it's an overnight deal, and if they're not rich within their first year or 2 years, they quit. And make this something that you don't quit. Keep your eye on the goal. My goal is Black Diamond. It's up on my mirror, Black Diamond. And I say every single day, I believe that something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And you guys are my wonderful today. So back to you, Muzaffar.
Thank you. And gosh, I love having you a part of this community. And I'm going to share this with everybody. So Jeff said March 8th. So first of all, do any of y'all know anybody in Europe? So we're doing a training in Europe called Playbook that's going to be in Dubai on that March 7th, 8th weekend. So that's going to be happening for our Europe and Africa team. We actually have people from Africa on this Zoom right now. And so they're all going to Dubai for training. Now, before that, they're going to be having a vacation, fun, escape, all that type of deal. But this training is going to be happening in Dubai. In the United States, Jeff said that if you're not at March 8th, you're missing it. You're not serious. Sherry used to always say there's no excuses, not for a training, guys. Not like for me, I believe there's no excuses to miss these 3 Zooms a week. Like you can schedule everything around 3 hours. Like, let's just be real. So some of these things you can just make sure no excuses, like no excuses to miss 3 a week, no excuses to miss March 8th. So write down the one city that is closest to you. So there's Ohio, there's Akron, Ohio, Canton/Akron, Ohio. There's Atlanta, Georgia, March 8th. These are all on March 8th, the same day in 11 different cities. And this is viagoevents.com, viagoevents.com, that you can get registered for this training. Bloomington, Minnesota. That's the good neighborhood, just so y'all know. That's the place that all of us want to go to in Minnesota, Bloomington. Chicago, Illinois, March 8th, Chicago. I will be in Chicago. I'm excited to go to Chi-Town and Charlotte/Concord, North Carolina, March 8th. The DMV, which is not the driver vehicle place. The DMV is DC, Maryland, Virginia. That's what the DMV stands for. I know that that's where you normally go get your driver's license, but no, the DMV is DC, Maryland, Virginia, and it's going to be in Maryland. So if you know anyone in the DMV, we want to get them signed up now, and then we want to get them to training. Over the next 2 weeks, we want to get people signed up now and get them to the training. Newark, which is, in the East Coast, New Jersey. We've got OKC, Wichita, and then we've got Phoenix, Arizona. Listen, if you're in California, if you're in New Mexico, if you're in Utah, if you're in Vegas, Phoenix is your one. San Antonio, if you're anywhere in Texas, there you go. San Antonio, Tampa, the South, the Florida. There's a lot of people that are going to be like all over Florida will be going into Tampa. And then Jeff said our major, so those are all March 8th. Those are all March 8th. May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is our big boy. Like it's our big boy, big girl event. Like that's the one. Like you go to little brother, little sister on March 8th, and it's a 1 day. And then you go to big brother, big sister to Amplify May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And all I'm asking you is make it no excuses. Make it mandatory to get trained. Let us teach you and train you how to really build this thing significantly. And if I could just give you one last thing, don't go alone. If that's the worst case scenario, congratulations that you made it. But let's do everything in our power to get one person with you, 2 people with you, one on your left team, one on your right team. Once you have 2 people going, then our goal is to get you 6, 3 left, 3 right. Like that's our goal, ladies and gentlemen, is for all of you to have a team that's duplicating and building. For that, I'm so proud of you for being here today. I know Saturdays are a little longer and we do it on purpose. We spend a little extra time on the presentation. We give a few extra examples. We do a few extra testimonials because it's Saturday. And then we do a little longer training to spend time with you because it's Saturday. And so I'm proud of each and every one of you for being here. I'm excited for this upcoming week for all of you to get your 6 or at least start the path. Start the pathway. Take one step towards your 6 by getting 1. If I can give one last thing, I keep saying one last thing, is I tell people to go after low-hanging fruit. I tell people when you make your list, right? Don't worry about trying to go after the most successful person you know. Great, let's talk to them. I talked to Sherry. But let's help you create your story. Like talk to mom, dad, uncle, auntie, brother, cousin, sister, niece, nephew, neighbor, grandma, grandpa. Like talk to them. Talk to them. Because I'm going to tell you right now, my biggest fear is not somebody telling me no. My biggest fear is somebody saying yes to someone else. Could you imagine if somebody else in Viago signed up Sherry Sharman? I I would be happy for them. I would, but I would be sick to my stomach every day for the rest of my life that my second mom was signed up by somebody else. I'm just telling each and every one of you that I'm so glad that's not the case, Sherry, because every time I see your face, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But I'm going to tell you, there would be like this knot inside of me if you signed up with somebody else. I don't know how. Listen, I know there are people on this Zoom going, yeah, Muzaffar, but I'm closer to Sherry than you are. Like, you can believe that all you want to. I'm just letting y'all know that you can ask Nana. Like Sherry's my mama. And I just want you to understand that don't be in that situation where you're knotted up. Talk to everybody. Go after this one. Go after this one. This one. If you were ever going to go after something in your life, go after this one, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so honored to help be your guide for today in Viago, our community, this opportunity. And I can't wait to celebrate you on stage where we clap for you. And it's going to happen in Atlanta. Let us celebrate your life because tomorrow's promised to no one. Welcome to Viago. Let's make it a great day and a great weekend. God bless, much love. And thank you, Sherry, Jeff, Jared, and Shar for doing a testimonial. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great day, everyone, and God bless.
Hey, everyone. Have a great weekend.